Well guys, what's the crack? It's Hanoria Sims here and I am back with another speed build. And yeah, it's been a while. I was back with the video for Princess Jasmine's collab, and that actually took so long even though it was such a small build because I have just been super busy. As I mentioned before, I was off getting married and ta-da! I am. Yeah, I got married on the 30th of December and it was really, really nice. Despite the restrictions, we were down to 25 people, but it was actually really lovely and I would recommend a small wedding to anyone, honestly. Way better than I even imagined it could be, because I don't know about in other countries, but in Ireland, like, weddings are a big ordeal. I mean, we usually have, like, we were planning 100 and that's considered a small wedding in Ireland. So yeah, 25 is very, very strange. It was really good, I have to say, and we saved a load of money as well. Obviously there's a lot of people that we would have liked to have been there as well, but it is what it is, and we didn't want to push it off and sort of keep getting new dates and having to keep pushing it off. So we just wanted to go ahead with it. The date was very special to us as well. It was our 10-year anniversary together as like boyfriend and girlfriend, so it was really important that we kept that date for the wedding. But anyway, enough about that. I am actually going to make a Sims video where I basically remake my wedding in The Sims. So I'm just waiting for some of the photos from the photographer to come through, just for reference pictures for recreating the different elements of it. So that will be coming sometime in the future. But this is just a speed build of something I have been kind of wanting to build for a little while. And it is for my save file, and it is in Windenburg. So I've had this idea for Windenburg, I suppose, kind of since Eco Lifestyle came out, although kind of was really cemented in place when Snowy Escape came out, because originally my idea for this part of Windenburg, so this is the island that's separated from the rest of the world, and originally my idea was I was going to make that whole island like an Asian inspired area. So each lot was going to be some kind of Asian inspired area, and at first when Snowy Escape came out I was like, this is great, this means I can really make it more accurate. And then the more I was thinking, I was like, well, I have all of Mount Komorebi to do that in. So what I've actually decided to do in this part of the world, and I think it makes a lot more sense, especially considering it's an island, and I think the landscaping around the world kind of suits it as well, is I'm basically making it like an eco island, or like a self-sustained island. So the only community lot is the, you know, the small lot in the middle, and it is a community garden. Well, it's set obviously as just a community space and it can be voted in to be a community garden, but I've made sure that each part, each element or lot type, whatever whatever way you want to say it, has the aspects of community garden. So even if it gets voted as a marketplace or a makerspace, whatever, you can still go and grow fruits and vegetables. So the idea is that the whole neighborhood comes together for this community garden and they grow fruit and veg for the whole neighborhood, and they kind of sustain themselves for food. Like, basically you don't need to leave this island to live, which is cool. So that's the center lot, and then this big lot that I'm building right now is the Eco Mansion. So I have a few pictures that I'll put up on the screen that were kind of my inspiration for this. So it's kind of like, you could say it was a lot of containers put together, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I knew I wanted to go for these boxes on boxes, like that it does look like containers kind of, but they're not all the metal container wallpaper. I wanted to use a lot of that nice wood paneling that we got with Eco Lifestyle, which is like my most overused wood paneling. There it is there. Because I did want to make it a green eco footprint. So that's obviously the goal with this, is that this neighborhood will have a green eco footprint when I'm finished with it. And obviously one of the kind of annoying things about it is that Eco Lifestyle wallpaper, the shipping container one, gives an industrial footprint. So it's a little bit frustrating. So I tried not to use too much of it, but I like the contrast of the white with that wood. I just thought it looked nice, and it gives off the impression that definitely some of this was a container. And honestly, I feel like it should have a green eco footprint, because if you're the type of person that's like renovating a shipping container into a home, then you're probably very eco-minded and you're going to have a green footprint. Maybe, I don't know, in my head that makes sense, but I am basically trying my best otherwise to make the rest of the house as green as possible. I'm using the wind turbines and the solar panels, and even the roofing I put on is that solar panelled roof. So hopefully it will have the green eco footprint. I haven't played in it long enough to actually see the effects, and obviously it's a neighborhood wide thing, so when the other houses are built and they all come together and they all have that eco footprint, it should make the neighborhood green. But the other thing I can do before I ship the save file out, but before I put it up for download, is I think you can do it with cheats. I hope you can, because I don't want to play the save too long. Just for people, I think it's nice to start a save fresh, but I can obviously turn aging off, so there won't be any sort of people dying or anything like that when you start the save. If I can do it with a cheat, I will, and that is to upgrade all the appliances in the house to be eco-friendly. So that will hopefully improve the neighborhood green score. But yeah, that's the plan. As I say, I won't really know how good a job I did until all the lots are done, and I'll see whether we get the green footprint. And that's another thing, just like, EA, please. I mean, there's many things on my wish list ahead of this, but I really wish in the catalogue you could filter for eco green or eco industrial footprint, because it would really just make this so much easier. I would have loved to have just filtered to objects that have a green footprint, and I could have just like put them all in, and would have definitely made it a little bit easier. But here I have kind of spoken over the whole outside of this build, and I'm doing the landscaping now, and I have cut out elements of this. Actually, I think I cut out some parts of the roofing, like me putting the platforms all across the roof for the flat roof. I just felt like it was a lot of the same thing over again, and there was a lot of like fiddly bits where I couldn't get the shapes, because as you'll notice, a lot of this house is on a diagonal, and I don't know why I do this to myself, to be quite honest, because it was just very frustrating, furnishing in particular. I think it looks cool, like obviously diagonal shapes look really cool, but it was frustrating. So yeah, I'm just doing the landscaping, and I wanted it to not look very kind of well planned out as such. I wanted it to be a bit rough and cut, almost a little bit overgrown. I didn't want it to be this perfect hedgerows and like perfectly planted, organized flowers, you know. I wanted it to be almost like a forest, and here I'm just building a little greenhouse for them, because I think obviously in this lot they're going to be growing their own fruit and veg, and I know there's the community garden as well, but I definitely feel like they would have their own greenhouse as well, because it's a mansion and I needed to take up the space. But I think they probably leave the community garden for the, I was about to say, like the poorer residents of the neighborhood, but like they don't really need that. They've like made their fortune. I haven't made the family for this house just yet. I'm actually leaving creating all my Sims for the save file till last, because what I was going to do is upload a Sim free version of this save file and one with all the Sims, or maybe one with some Sims but not all of them, because I know that depending on how good your computer is, you may not be able to handle a save file with like over the max recommended amount of Sims that you can control. So I'd like to make kind of like a light version and then a heavier version as well. But yeah, so I'm doing all the buildings first, and actually what I've really been doing is mostly the community lots first, because generally if I'm building a house I really have an idea of the family in mind, so it makes me just want to go and make the family straight away. But I was just itching to build this lot so badly, and especially for making YouTube content, I didn't want it to be all community lots. I'm also not filming every single lot I build for the save file, because I do want a few surprises, I guess, and to do a tour. And some of them are just the nature of it, like every build in the save file isn't going to be this masterpiece of a build, you know. There's got to be some that are just a bit more simple, just the nature of what they are, you know, and I don't feel like I need to make a video for like every single one. But that is pretty much it for the landscaping. I'm starting to put just a few outdoor activities in. The only thing is, why do I do this to myself? I decided, no, I want this house to be raised up on the terrain. And yeah, I decided to do this after I have the whole thing built and landscaped. So yeah, I don't know why I did that. I obviously cut out bits of me I had to delete the pool and redo it. I'm sure there probably was an easier way, but because of like terrain constraints or whatever, I don't fully understand all of that. It was like I couldn't connect the foundation, and it was really, really frustrating. So I had to redo that. That'll be coming up shortly. But it does actually look a lot better raised up, and it actually looks a little bit more like one of the inspiration pictures that I have saved. So I definitely am happier with it raised up. It was just like, why did I decide to do this so last minute? I don't know. Madness. And this area here I actually like. It's kind of like a workshop. I was going to make like a separate building, like a shed, sort of the same way I did the separate greenhouse, but then I kind of saw this opportunity of this piece that was covered in by roofing, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to utilize this space. And I knew I had the kind of barbecue area out the back by the pool, so I was like, I could just do the workshop there, and there's a door coming out of the main hallway that goes out to it. So I was like, yeah, this is really cool. So I have put in the candle making station, the woodworking, the beer brewing, it's not beer brewing, what is it, juice fizzing, and I do put bikes there, but I actually move them. You'll see I make like a mini half garage. Just there was a bit of space outside that I needed to fill up, and I thought there's like one car that kind of looks like it could be a Tesla. So I used it to fill up the garage, because obviously if they're going to drive a car, it's a Tesla. So I put the bikes in beside it, and I just fill that space with more workshop-y things, whatever they may be. And yeah, it's just a nice place for them to go and craft, because as I was saying, yeah, about the family, I'm all over the place this video, oh my god. The family, although I haven't made them yet, I have a clear idea sort of what they're going to be like. One of them is going to be unemployed essentially, but they make their money from crafting and selling their craftables, so basically like Plopsy essentially. And then the other, I'm going to give the green career that came with Eco Lifestyle. I can't just think off the top of my head what it's called, but that is the plan for the family. And then I think I'm going to give them 3 kids. I've left enough room in the house for 3 kids, so we'll see. I am not sure exactly of the ages. I did make a toddler room in this house, so there could be a toddler and then maybe 2 kids, 2 teenagers, or maybe a teenager and a kid, I'm not sure. As I say, kind of leaving the making the families to last. And I thought I was done with landscaping, but no, here we are, adding more scenery around these trees. I just really wanted to kind of fill it up and, as I say, make it look very much overgrown. I thought I had kind of cut out a lot of this, but I obviously kept it in. I hope you don't find it too boring. I'm basically using a lot of the same flowers over and over again, which usually I don't do, but I don't know, I thought the particular few that I had picked just really suited this lot in this area. And here I am trying to find the Tesla car to make the little mini garage. So it's not like a full garage, it's just like a half open kind of one. Obviously I had to close it there to put the roof on, and I just do a little driveway coming out from it, and I think I put a little window in. And I was going to make like a garage workshop, but I really liked the idea of where I had the outdoor workshop, so I just put that in because, as I said, there was a little bit of space, and I think it kind of just finishes it off nicely on the outside. Oh, and here we are. I skipped over a bit of footage there, but I've raised the house up, and now I'm raising the terrain around it because I'm a crazy, insane person and thought that this was a good idea. In fairness, it was a good idea. I mean, the house looks 10 times better raised up, and the way it's only like half kind of coming around the house, I'm really, really happy with it. But it was just a pain, and then having to redo this pool, I was like, oh my god, why? But it was fine. It worked out okay. I actually really like what I ended up doing with the pool area, because I used some debug rocks, of course, from Island Living. Oh, why can I not think of packs when I need to? Yeah, and I was proud of myself because I think I've openly admitted before, the terrain tool like terrifies me. I don't know, I can work really well with a flat surface to build, but when it comes to terrain manipulation, I'm just like, oh, I don't know, I always feel like I'm gonna just mess it up. But I think this turned out good. In hindsight, obviously, manipulating the terrain before I actually built the house would have made a lot more sense, but I didn't think I was going to raise it up until I did think I was going to raise it up. So yeah, but it all worked out. It's okay. Maybe someday I'll be an expert terrain manipulator, who knows. I really actually like how the little front door turns out. I haven't done it yet, but I put a gate around it, and it looks good, because I was kind of looking at this and I was like, can they actually get to the front door if I don't? I wasn't sure if the lip was too big. Like, I know what Sims can actually walk up is quite good, but I was like, oh, I don't know, I didn't want to take that risk, so I did the little fence, and I love the way it just looks like it's propped up on the rock. Really cool. You'll see a jump here because I started doing that amazing wild grass that you see there all along where the, yeah, just jump there. I put it all along where the kind of ridge of the terrain was showing, and let me tell you, you did not need to see me placing, I'd say, 1,000 ones of those on there. And again, I was putting the island living rocks along the pool. I just thought that was pretty cool. And we are finally starting the interior. Now, I only have the downstairs on this video because it was really long as it is. I mean, I think this is like 35 minutes. So I was like, some things need to be cut, and really the bedroom is kind of very simple. The bedrooms, I should say. I obviously will show them in tour and all the rest of it, but I just felt that it wasn't necessary. The only other thing that I've put upstairs is a small little study room, and at the very top, although the very top might still be in this because I did it first before I did the upstairs. I'm not sure, but at the very top floor it's kind of an art studio and yoga studio. Yeah, so like art and yoga little studio. Again, I don't know whether it is in this footage or not. And I was having a bit of trouble placing the counters and the cabinets here because it's on a diagonal. I had to alt place them. I didn't realise that this was a thing because I never really build on a diagonal. But it's fine, it was only a minor issue. And the colour scheme you're seeing here, the oranges and blacks, is kind of throughout the house. And I think it all flows really well. It's essentially one big open plan. And I think it works really well. It is quite minimalist, but I think it also looks lived in and has like a family vibe to it. Yeah, it's like not, you know, super sleek, clean, like constantly looks like they have it made, but at the same time, you know, it's minimalist. So, you know, I like it. I think I'd like to have a house like this. Maybe. I always thought I didn't like this style, but the more I build in this game, the more I'm like, you know what, maybe a modern minimalist house is for me. I definitely really like the colours here, and I think you need a bigger house to pull off these kind of bold oranges and that, because in a small house it's like you need to put grey and light airy colours to kind of enhance the light in the space. Whereas with a big house like this, you can definitely get away. Like, I would have never thought about putting black wallpaper, like so much black wallpaper. I know it's a lot here. I do break it up eventually. Yeah, so I put these tiles on and then kind of spread it out. And when all the lighting's finished as well, obviously it's not as harsh, but it is still harsh in a sense, but I like it. I think it works quite well. Something different. You know, so I've got this kind of 2 living spaces, dining area. There's technically like 3 dining areas here, because there's the island, and then there's a little window kind of breakfast area, and then I put this dining table off this more formal living space that's raised up on a platform, because of course I couldn't go a build without using platforms. Like, hello. Had to be done. Couldn't possibly have a build without platforms. These lights I thought were absolutely perfect, because obviously it's like a house where they've recycled lots of things. So I thought the lamps that were made out of the mason jars was a really cool idea. Because yeah, like, of course that's what they have in this house. And then that doll house that's made out of cardboard, and just all the little kitty things that I start putting in. I find that was when it really started to come together as a family home, because I think it's definitely a bit tricky to find that balance between it being modern but also a family home, as I said, like that it looks somewhat lived in. And I start just going through the decorations from Eco Lifestyle, because I mean, every video I do is essentially a love song to Eco Lifestyle, but yeah, I mean, chef's kiss, that's all I can say. Eco Lifestyle, for build by anyway, is just absolutely unbelievable. and just all the colours that came with the pack, they actually all blend so well. It's so cohesive, and this house like is eco lifestyle. I mean, that's what it is. So yeah, just making a few little changes because there's so many things that came with eco lifestyle. Like that laundry shelving thing is so cool, and I definitely wanted to use it as well, and all the different types of shelves, I just wanted to put them everywhere. Oh yeah, and here I realised that after raising that up, you'd need to be like a super giant to reach the basketball hoop. So instead of the wall mounted one, I put the floor one, because, you know, considering height isn't actually a thing with Sims. God, I wish we had a height slider. That would be so good. I could make giant Sims. And then this is something I always do. Filter for laundry day to do my laundry area, because I just love every single item that came with that pack. It is one of the more perfect packs that we have got, and of course it was community voted, so that makes sense. And I really like that laundry area I made actually. It's again the oranges, I don't know, I'm really loving orange lately. Then this bathroom kind of throws it all away because it's very black and white, and actually all the bathrooms I do are very black and white in this house. They kind of are all very samey. And as I said, I do enjoy doing bathrooms, but sometimes when I'm doing a big build like this and it's a particular style, I just feel bathrooms are kind of hard. I don't know. And I left myself way too big a space for this bathroom as well. Like, so I was trying to do this kind of big centerpiece bathtub area. And then I start messing about with platforms, so the bath's raised and the shower sunken. Again, like I do in every single build. Like, you guys are probably getting really sick of my bathrooms by now. I think I made the most of the space. Definitely could have been better, but people don't really care about bathrooms. Anyway guys, as I have said, I didn't include the upstairs in this build, but tour, screenshots, all the rest of it will be there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit of a kind of long one, but yeah, I'm back with a bang. I'm gonna definitely be having more regular content out. I'm so excited for the new year to see what it brings me. I definitely want to start streaming more, so be sure to check me out on Twitch. The links are down below. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. Please let me know down in the comments what you did, how you spent it, all the rest of it, and let me know your New Year's resolutions. And yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.